Welcome to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. It's for those days where you want to be locked in a dungeon full of secret doors, but you're too lazy to put on pants or leave the house. Each episode, our puzzle master Dani,
that's me,
takes our contestants through a room of her own creation, a room purely in her mind and on the device in front of her that she reads out to us. There are two contestants today. I will be playing, and we welcome back Pat.
Howdy, howdy. I'm feeling rowdy. How are we going? I'm ready for my triumphant return to the podcast.
So, Dani, if you'd like to start, you can give us the basic rules and give us an introduction into this episode's spectacular room.
Well, so just to be clear, you believe that you are going to escape this room.
I know.
Weirdly enough, this isn't really an escape room as such. You are not going to be locked in. You can walk out at any time.
Oh.
For God's sakes, don't leave the room until you're sure you've done everything you have to.
Sounds good.
That is the hard part.
Okay.
So, tonight, it's the most important party of the year. Distinguished guests, people of real influence and power have come from all over the world, and none is more eminent than one Martin Bauer, a diplomat who has radical ideas and isn't afraid to make them known. Ooh. Consequently, he's got some equally influential and powerful enemies. That's where you come in. Your mysterious employers have received intelligence that an attempt is going to be made on Bauer's life at this party tonight, and it's your job to prevent that happening at all costs. The problem is, your information is patchy. There's a lot you don't know. You do know that the assassin hired to do the deed is going by the name Nikola Roskov.
Nikola Roskov.
Nikola Roskov.
A Spanish man, all right.
Yes.
So you're going with man, understood. Yeah. So he must...
I was thinking Nikolai, go on.
Absolutely. He must be in the hall with the other guests, but everyone was patted down before they entered, so he mustn't have any weapons on his person. So what that means is Roskov probably staked out the place earlier and planted something. A bomb, a knife, you don't know. But whatever it is, it must be in the cloakroom, because that's the only place where something could have been preemptively hidden.
They should call it the cloak and dagger room with all the subterfuge.
Ooh, shut up. The cloakroom attendant has left. They've gone off duty until the end of the party. It's not hard for you to slip inside. The first thing you see when you enter the doors is two coat racks, one to your left, one to your right, stretching down the entire length of the room. One of them is completely full, one of them only has a few coats on it. Right. But we'll get to that later. The far wall opposite you is covered in a thick velvety curtain. Sitting in front of it, there's a reasonably sized but not too hefty safe.
Ooh, a hefty safe. All right, we should drop that on a cartoon character's head.
To your right, near the right coat rack, there's a collection of bags and suitcases that have been checked in by guests. There are just 5 of them. Also to your right, near the door, there's a table with a bowl on it, which contains tags that are, attached to coats and things for identification later. To your left are a few things. There's a bin, just a normal garbage bin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A hat stand.
Yep, lovely.
Is the hat stand inhatted?
It is inhatted.
All right.
There is also a box of unused coat hangers. So you look up and there are 2 windows, one on the left wall, one on the right wall, both quite small. On the right wall, you know that the window leads straight outside.
Sure.
The one on the left leads into a kitchen storeroom. It runs along the back of the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, lovely.
You have your instructions?
A larder.
Sure. You have your instructions. Do not let Roskov murder Bauer.
Okay. All right, that's it. That's simple.
Stop murder.
But if the attempt fails tonight, your employers are certain that Roskov's going to try again. So you can't just thwart this murder. You need to prevent Roskov from escaping and get him arrested.
Paralyze Roskov.
Apprehend the Spaniard.
Legally. So how you're going to prevent an assassination but still get the assassin arrested for assassination might be an interesting endeavour.
So we need to not have murder happen. Mm-hmm. No, wait. We need Martin Bauer not to be assassinated, but we also need Roskov apprehended in a legal manner. All right. Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, easy. All right. I leave.
Okay.
I don't know how that's
Pat's out.
All right, so I'm going to actually look. We're starting the room now, right? I'm
Yeah,
gonna
take a look around.
All right.
We need to find a murder weapon effectively. We need to reduce his capacity to kill,
Yeah.
and then we also need to find a way to frame him for a murder.
So this ball is currently going on.
Yes, it
And
is.
we're the lamoids
Yes.
in the cloakroom.
Pretty much. There's important international deals being made out there. Really, you don't want to involve those people.
All right.
So, all right. So why don't we start looking around? We've got a few things to look at. Let's not go through the coats yet, because that might take a bit of time.
Sure.
Can we first head over to this safe? I just want to scope the safe that's on the opposite end of the room from where we've come in.
No problem. So it's just sitting on the ground. It's not the heaviest safe you've ever seen. If someone did want to pick it up and run out with it, it's not impossible, just a bit difficult. It's locked with a 3-digit combination lock.
Okay, so we've got I mean, that makes sense for a safe.
I do have just a quick question. Do we need to have Roskov arrested for murder?
I mean, that would be the easiest way, because that would be a sentence that would probably stop them getting out of prison.
I would suggest at the very least attempted murder.
Okay.
think
So
that's the way
no, we chuck the safe in his coat pocket. And,
Yeah. No, none of that.
That wouldn't keep him off the streets for long.
okay, because I felt the subtext was that all the coat pockets were filled with child pornography. So
It seemed that way.
yeah, it's just something about the way you said coats.
Can we look back on track? Enough of this banter.
Yeah.
Can we look behind the velvet curtain?
Absolutely.
By which I mean, can you tell us how you make the rooms and what your process is? Can we look behind the velvet curtain?
Behind the velvet curtain is a behind-the-scenes look at Prince's life, I think.
Can we look behind the velvet curtain?
It's heavy, but it does move aside, and it reveals a safe in the back wall. This must be the secret backup safe.
Yeah.
It must contain way more important stuff than the one sitting out in the open.
All right, backup safe.
And how is that safe closed? Another
3-digit combination lock.
Okay,
They're
another
not very
3-digit
creative here.
combination.
They keep buying the same safe.
Combination knock. Is it freestanding or like indented into
This
the
one
wall?
is in the wall.
And is this like a keypad, like when you like on a phone, like a 3-digit keypad, and that's how you enter in the 3 numbers?
A more old-fashioned mechanical seeming one, but you do
Yeah.
press the numbers in.
I impotently smash my fist into the keypad and see if that random 3-button combination works.
Yes. No.
Ah, damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair
I was
enough.
happy there for a second. I thought it might. All right.
So can we check that box of coat hangers? Just do a quick rifle through to see if there's anything in there.
You rummage through the metal things for a while, and you spot a flash of colour down the bottom.
Ooh.
There are 4 hangers down there that have wires coiled around them. 1 red, 1 blue, 1 purple, and 1 white.
So the wires, they're like wrapped around.
Yes,
The
you
coat
could
hangers.
uncurl them quite easily if you
Why
chose.
don't we leave them on the coat hangers for a while, just in case?
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
in
all
case they're like, hang these hangers with the wires. You know,
right. Yeah.
I don't have to rewire them.
I take a little peek through the kitchen window. What am I seeing there?
Look, it's actually, that window is a bit too high for you to get to right now.
Alright.
Standing on your tiptoes isn't quite enough. You might be able to jump. Are you an expert jumper?
Well, no.
Do you want to stand on me?
I can't jump, but my character is canonically 18 feet. Yeah, all right. I get on my partner's shoulders.
Yeah. It's on my shoulders.
It's very wobbly. It's not the most steady thing you could do, but okay, you get a look through. So you look through this small window, and what you can see in this lardery kitchen storeroom, there's a long row of cupboards, might be a fridge or a freezer or something. There's a sink, and in one of the walls there's a long window that looks like it would look from the storeroom into the main kitchen.
Okay.
All right.
That's what you can tell.
I
But
have
then you fall off Bill's shoulders.
Okay. And take 4 points of
While
damage.
while he's up there, before he takes his 4 points of falling damage,
Yep.
Is it possible to jiggle the window, see if it's an openable window? Like, does it look like we could slumbery through the window?
You could probably fit through it, but it would be difficult. You're still not in a very good position when standing on someone
But
else's
perhaps
shoulders.
in the future.
However, it does seem to be locked.
Okay.
Well-
Openable, locked, but an appropriate size to get through.
Yes.
So maybe in the future, if we find an easy way up, we can get in there.
So
We've got a few other things to check.
we certainly do.
Yep.
So let's go to this bin. The bin that was to our left when we first came into the room, for those playing at home.
It's almost empty, just a couple of lolly wrappers and things the coat check person probably threw away before they went off duty. You do spot a note in there. It just says, Alvy, please make sure the coats don't have any food hidden in them.
Alvy.
How is Alvy
It's not
spelled?
Alvy's fault. Who are these idiots leaving food in their coats?
They're busy people. They've got a ball to attend. They can't be divulging themselves of all food. Divesting themselves of all food?
I pocket the lolly wrappers. Well, first I examine the lolly wrappers.
There are no hidden messages on them.
Okay.
Presumably Alvy took that out of the coats, ate them, and threw them in the bin.
So what else have we got to look at apart from the few and plenty coats?
We have his hat stand.
Oh, the
Or
hat stand.
a behatted stand.
Yeah.
How many hats are behatted on this stand?
There are quite a few, most of them very fancy, very fashionable. However, on 4 of them, you notice a terrible faux pas.
Oh, what have they done?
Price tags.
Oh. What type of hat do the price tags are?
Name a hat type, and I will tell you if it
Pork
is
pie.
there. Sure.
Bowler.
Oh yeah, but that type of hat, like they're not out of place. They're not like
Oh no, they.
It's not like clown wigs.
it's one of those multicolored propeller hats.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the cloakroom designers put a couple of hats in there as show hats so that people didn't feel self-conscious about being the first guest to hand in a hat.
I would do that. Like, I would be self-conscious about being the first guest
Right?
to put a hat on a hat stand. I'd be like,
Yeah.
maybe it's a shoe stand. Maybe it's a shoe tree.
Exactly.
So there are 4 hats with prices on them.
Yeah.
Getting back to business. 4 hats with prices on them. What are the prices on the hats?
They're pretty exorbitant. First one you see, $441.
Whoa.
Wow.
And 0 cents?
It doesn't specify.
$441.
Next one, $533.
Whoa.
Ouch.
And $625.
Ho, ho, ho.
Wow.
The next one just has a dollar sign on it.
No, so no,
It
no.
doesn't actually have any numbers.
All right. Well, these are all 3 numbers, so methinks a safe combination could be in the mix here.
That is true. Maybe the remaining price, if we can work it out,
Yeah.
will
Well,
be... tell you what,
Yes.
do you want to continue a search for a little bit? I might have a quick look at... Because in the past, we've ignored numbers for a while and seemed like idiots in the future. I'm just going to be quiet for a moment. I'm going to have a look at these numbers. Feel free, if you're at home, to look at these numbers yourself.
I'm going to look at the tags.
Most of the tags have numbers on them that you would just normally stick to the pieces of clothing. The guest would get a copy, they'd hand it in, you know
Absolutely.
how that works. But you find 3 in there, astute as you are, that do not have those numbers on them. Instead, they have what looks like directions.
Directions?
Yeah.
Read out to me said directions.
Well, the first one says North 2, West 1, South 1, East 1.
All right. What does the next one say?
North 2, West 1, South 2, East 1.
What is the... how many are there?
Just 3.
3. I don't want to know what the third one says.
Fair
no,
enough.
please tell me what the third one
It's
says.
a bit of a longie.
Yeah.
West 1,
Yep.
East 1,
Yep.
North 1,
Uh-huh.
West 1,
Uh-huh.
East 1,
Uh-huh.
North 1,
Uh-huh.
West 1.
Okay, so that's interesting. Now, this is possibly unrelated. So this system with the tags is that you would put a tag on a coat, right? But wouldn't the tags then be given to the people who have taken the
Usually
coats?
they have a little perforated section that gets given to it, so
Yeah.
the number appears on both.
I see.
To bring our attention back to a previous puzzle, it is worth noting that each of those hat prices
Yes.
has a difference of 92. So 441 and 533 are 92 apart. 533 and 625 are 92 apart. So we have a possible option at 717.
For what it's worth, that is not the code I used, but you did end up with the right answer. It's funny how numbers work that way, how you
I'm
can
really
do the same
intrigued.
thing with
Could
different
you-
bits.
so
I
let's-
went digit by digit.
Oh, you
A
what?
different thing is
Oh,
happening
went-
with each digit.
Oh, so you went up by 2 on the final digit. You went down by 1 on the middle
Yeah.
digit. You went up. That is
But
the
it
same
worked.
as differences
I
of 92.
guess so. That's really funny.
I push Bill over, run to the safe, and I dial 717 into the foremost safe.
Okay, the one sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
On the ground safe.
It opens.
Hey,
Wonderful.
Inside, you find an
hat.
extendable step ladder.
an extendable step
nice.
ladder.
So this has opened up the whole kitchen area for exploration.
Well, it's locked still, the window.
Oh, that's true. We can't really break it because
Yeah.
we don't want to make it because we don't want to draw attention to ourselves. Like thematically, if we were smashing windows, someone would run in and say like, "Is somebody stealing my assassination weapons?" I hope
Oh no!
not. This is the voice.
This is what
my
Roskov
Russian-
sounds like.
This is my Russian accent.
Well,
ha!
he wouldn't be a very good hitman if he sounded Russian, would
Yeah,
he?
well, kind of like I must take
No
my
offense
secret
to any-
identity.
He's
I hope nobody will know.
Belarusian, you insensitive
All right.
clod.
Can I just have a look at these tags again? So it's like it would be like if we found a map, we could go directions, right? North 2, West 1, South 1, East 1. Also pointing out there are 3 of them. So perhaps if we find some wall of numbers, these might lead us to 3 numbers to unlock the other safe, right?
Certainly would.
Like it's directions to follow. But we haven't found anything like that yet, have we?
No.
Not
So
bad.
we're now looking. We've now found this lovely stepladder, which we can use once we find a key.
Yeah.
We haven't yet looked at the coats, the alternate window, and the 5 suitcases.
Ah,
Let's have a look at these 5 suitcases.
you lead the way.
I lead the way to the 5 suitcases. I say, follow me, young Marcus. His name's Marcus, canonically.
Yes.
Follow me, young Marcus, you apprentice spy.
I say, at once. His name is.
I come from a long line of
It's also interesting, the idea of leading the way into just another part of the same room.
same room.
Is tricky because it means that I need to go over behind you, like form a line, and then you just walk to the other side of the room.
I take 2 steps.
And I'd probably cut through that side of the room as I'm making my way there.
We
Anyway.
check out these 5 cases.
Look, there are plenty of interesting belongings inside, but you and Marcus are far too honourable to take anything. That's not why you're here. Something that catches your eye is that each bag has a business card-looking thing sitting on top of everything else inside, all typed in the same font. The stationery is marked with the logo of the party hosts,
Okay.
and it seems to be from a raffle or competition of some sort. You grab the 5 cards, and you put them in some sort of order. So the first one reads, work with other guests to solve this puzzle and win our dinner prize. Clue 1, I have 500 jewels in my collection.
Alright.
Okay.
So this is to solve what now?
Dinner prize, raffle-y
Right.
sort of thing.
Was that 500 jewels?
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting. I'm going to check any bulging pockets of the codes after this. What is the second clue?
Clue 2, I have twice as many rubies as sapphires.
Oh, this is some like selective school test word puzzle
A
stuff.
little bit.
Twice as many rubies,
Rubies
as
as
sapphires.
sapphires.
Yep.
So I'm going to say rubies.
R equals
hold on.
2S.
Yeah, rubies equals 2
Oh, here we go.
Saf.
Sound the nerd alert.
Sapphire has 2 P's.
It does, but I'm shortening it.
Clue 3, I have twice as many sapphires as opals.
Saf with 2 P's equals 2 opal.
Clue 4, I have 3/4 as many emeralds as rubies.
3/4 as many. Like,
As
So
if
the
for every
emeralds-
4 rubies, he's got 3 emeralds. Or she.
so 3 emeralds.
Other way round. 3 emeralds to 4 rubies.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah. Oh, I thought Pat
3,
said the other
no,
one.
he said
No,
it right.
no, no.
And 5?
How many sapphires are in my collection?
Alright.
So this wasn't written by a guest. This is, obviously if this is set in a hotel, then it's the hotel manager's little game.
Yeah.
So this is an official thing.
It's always so nice when you're on holiday and you go to a hotel and they've got a gemstone puzzle for you. And it's complimentary. That's
You
what
know
I
what?
love.
We went on holiday once, and we
What
got
was-
to a lobby.
Is this a peek behind the velvet curtain?
This is a peek behind the velvet curtain for everybody.
Alright.
We went on holiday once, went to a hotel, and we said, "Hi, can you show us to our room? Where is the communal swimming? And where is your gemstone puzzle?"
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have a gemstone puzzle.
Yeah.
They were just like, no, so that's only for the honeymoon suites. It's reserved for the top floor. Come, what kind of service is that?
But
really?
at the
I mean,
same
we
time-
were high rollers in their casino. We were putting down millions every night, and they couldn't even
Millions.
give us that.
How else do we fund this podcast?
At the same time, though, I respect that they just say they don't have a gemstone puzzle, as opposed to when you show up to one of those motels and they're like, if Tim has 4 rocks and Jim has 8 rocks and they put their rocks together, how many rocks do they have?
Yeah, right.
It's like, what's
these-
the point?
Yeah, I mean, it's an expectation to have a gemstone puzzle,
Yeah.
but they just don't put any effort in.
Exactly. It's
I
just
found one.
assumed.
I found one that didn't quite get it, that obviously
yeah.
read about them but hadn't done one,
Yeah.
because they literally had a 20-piece jigsaw puzzle with a picture of a gemstone.
Oh.
Which can I say is a tricky puzzle, because you're really working with all the different facets of the gemstone as different pieces.
And all the pieces with the exact same shape.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just a close-up of an emerald. It was just green.
Yes. Anyway, so
Yes. Back to business.
do we want to do another roll where you figure out what the number of the sapphires might be while I rifle through some pockets?
Tell you what, let's do this in character. I'll say, Marcus, I'm going to have a look at these gemstones. Why don't you have a rifle through some of those pockets?
Okay. I'm also Irish. Let me have a wee pick of these pockets.
Sure, which coat rack would you like to look at?
I'm going to go for the one with not many coats.
Sure, it only has 5 coats on it,
Alright.
unlike the other one, which is rather full.
Sure.
Each coat has a tag attached to it for identification,
Okay.
but it looks like the coat checking person, this Alvy, was having a bit of fun with it, because some of them on the backs have little written descriptions of the owners.
All right. Excuse me for that page-turning sound for the listeners at home. And what are these descriptions, may I ask?
One of them says, Professor Watkins, so up himself.
Watkins, all right, up himself.
Then Alice Ludwig,
Alice Ludwig.
big scar, rotund, chatty.
Who is this first one? Professor...
Watkins.
And he
He's
is...
so up himself. Well, he's soup himself.
Yeah,
I had
gotta
to
point
fit
out,
in this so.
You've written that he's soup himself. Oh my, I've souped myself again. Could you please take my coat and bring me one that is not covered in soup?
Bring me a trough.
I've souped
We
myself.
made an entire roll of paper towels. All right, so
Then-
Professor Watkins has souped himself. Alice Ludwig is a big scarred Alan Carr chatty man. Number 3,
Dr. Mirov is number 3.
Dr. Mirov.
Squabbles with everyone. And number 4, we have Martin Bauer.
Oh, Marty Bowes.
Martin Bauer. Am enchanted by his nice eyes. Last one,
Number 5,
Leo Sharif.
Leo Sharif.
Standoffish, but gets nicer over time.
Okay, interesting. I'd take a look through the Martin Bauer coat, see if there's anything there of interest.
No, he
Alright.
keeps his important stuff on his person.
Interesting. Okay, I go over to Big Coat City, USA.
So the other coat rack to your
Yes.
left that's stuffed with coats,
Yep.
dozens of them. Nothing about them really catches your eye, but you do rifle through the pockets. Hey, you find something in the pocket of one. It's a receipt. Really unimportant, but it is signed by N. Roskov.
Oh.
The coat is tiny. It's size extra small and not really what you would have pictured.
Okay.
Let me just work this out, right?
Yeah.
We have 500 gems. I'm going to bring people into my logic here. You can hear me fail, and you might help me succeed.
All right, sure.
So I have 500 gems. Now, the gems will be equal to the number of rubies, plus the number of sapphires, plus the number of opals, plus the number of emeralds. Now, I just want to know how many sapphires there are. I can represent these other ones by what they are in terms of sapphires.
Sure.
So, for example, rubies. Now, I have twice as many rubies as sapphires. So rubies is equal to 2 times the number of sapphires. Plus then opals, which is half of the number of sapphires. My sapphires is equal to the number of sapphires.
Cool, I was worried you'd forgotten that.
And then emeralds. I've got 3.5 times my number of sapphires plus my number of emeralds will equal 500. Now an emerald is 3 emeralds to 4 rubies.
Yes.
If I have E is equal to 3/4 of R, that makes it easier. So that's another 1.5 sapphires.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great. 3.5 plus 1.5 makes 5 sapphires equals 500. So the answer is 100. 100 sapphires.
All right, so
So we have 100 sapphires. That's the answer to this riddle, but we don't know where that fits. I yell out,
I was about to do that.
100 sapphires is what I have.
The party next door must be too loud for anyone to notice, or they just don't care.
I don't believe just because I don't believe we have. I go out and look outside yonder window into yonder
Yeah, the
yard.
window out. The other window that goes outwards.
It just goes outside into an alley. It's a tiny bit ajar. So it is actually open.
How can it be an alley and a jar?
While Patrick says stupid stuff, I'm going to go to the other safe, the one that was behind the velvet curtain.
Yep.
And I'm going to put in 100.
It opens.
Hey.
You swing open the door, expectations high, you find a small silver key.
Hey, that
To
is
open up a kitchen window. I get the kitchen key. I get the key. I get the stepladder. I attempt to unlock the window.
It unlocks and you can, if you choose, launch yourself through.
I scuttle in.
You drop out the other side.
I, in an effort not to split the party, follow him.
Cool.
But taking the ladder with
Well,
me
that's a
as I
little
go.
bit difficult, but fortunately, Marcus Patrick, Irish face,
Yeah.
informs you that the floors are a little bit uneven. So from the kitchen side, you can just jump straight back through the window. You don't need the ladder.
And just for the listener at home, the floor's not the same height as it is in that room, so we could skip over easier than a pint of Guinness going down a gullet.
The floor is as crooked as...
Floor's as crooked as me old mammy's pudding pie. Anyway,
I've had your mother's pudding pie. It is indeed quite crooked. Now, let's investigate this kitchen.
Now that you can get a better look, you do see that right beside you, there's a fridge and a freezer and a cupboard. In the far corner, there is a sink, which you saw earlier. On the left wall, there's that long window going on to the kitchen. It's quite low down, and there are also on the wall next to this long window 2 buttons.
oh, are they labelled?
Yes. They are labelled go and stop, but they don't seem to be working. You do see a panel next to them, and as you swing it open, you see some wires, or rather one wire, and 4 spots where wires should be but aren't. Where wires should be but aren't.
Okay.
Awesome.
So 5 wires, 5 spots for the wires,
And we have
including
4
the one
wires.
that's already there.
Yeah,
Correct.
And we
We
have
have 4 wires. We also have a code of 5 descriptions of people.
I was going to say, if you want to keep looking, those spots where wires belong actually have some little number labels written on them.
Oh, right.
And what are the number labels?
One of them says 18/6.
There's one that's already plugged in.
Yes.
What is the label on that first? And what colour is it?
It is silver, and it is in the spot labelled 12/2.
12/2 is silver, and then the other numbers are
18/6 was the first one.
18/6.
Yep.
4/1, 15/3, and 18/3.
Okay, so we have this connection of numbers which presumably relate to the colours red, blue, white, and purple. Now, does it help that silver has 6 letters and it is 12 on 2, which equals 6?
I think that's absolutely correct,
So
buddy.
4 on 1 is 4, is blue. 15 on 3 is 5, which is what colour is it? White. That's 5 letters, right? WHITE.
18
18
by
on 3
6,
is 6, so that would be purple, PURPLE.
and 18 by 6 is 3, which is red.
Beautiful. So we are going to put the wires into the box.
In
We
that
solved
com-
it. Give me 5. That was
In
a
that
good solve.
combination that you just said?
So that 18 on 6 is red, 4 on 1 is blue, 15 on 3 is white, 18 on 3 is purple, and the 12 on 2 remains silver.
Next to the panel, those buttons light up, and they look like they are now
yay!
working.
Okay, I guess
Well
it didn't,
done.
I guess it didn't work. We have to figure out something else. I rip out all the wires.
Oh no!
I, with the gay abandon that can only belong to a young Irish lad, press go.
All right, through the window, that long rectangular window, you notice something happening. So you look. So you look through that long window to find out what exactly might be happening. It goes on into the main kitchen, but it looks like you could stick your hand sort of through it. It's not a real glass window. It's one of those, I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of butchers for some reason, because my
Like-
butcher had doors like that. It's that plastic
It's
that
like-
has a slit through it. You can reach your hand
Yeah,
through.
it's
Right.
kind of like a fish and chip shop, but not quite as... You know, all fish and
I
chip
see
shops?
what you mean. They all
Yes.
have doors like
They're
that.
just that thick, clear
Yeah.
plastic that you can push through.
You guess that it's for quickly getting food from the freezers back here into the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like the mini pass.
There is a door, but it only opens from the main kitchen side, so
Yeah, that's fine.
it's irrelevant to you.
It's when someone says, I need 12 frozen haddocks, and they go, 12 frozen haddocks, coming up.
Where
Exactly.
are we? Thought for sure we were in Europe.
No, not at all. Hey, I need. Oh, wait. Hey, where are my frozen addicts? Hey, they're coming up. Don't rush me on the frozen addicts. Someone pulled the wires out and they're wrapping around coat hangers or something. I don't know where the wires are.
This isn't anything like my upbringing in Dusseldorf. So I press go, and so is something going.
Well, yeah, at the far end, out
Yeah.
of your reach, there's a whole collection of meals sitting on the conveyor belt.
Oh, yum.
So they start slowly heading towards you. There are some chefs in that kitchen, but I think they thought those meals were done for the moment, so
Okay,
they
so
weren't
they're
paying
coming
any attention.
towards us.
They are
These-
coming towards
How
you.
many meals?
How fast?
You know, a decent amount for
Not
things in the
5
room.
meals.
Let's say 5 meals.
All right, one of them's going to be soup.
Let's say 5 important meals to this case.
Okay, 5 meals. So we can once they all come into our. Is there space in front of us to take the meals out and put them down?
Not really well,
Then
no.
once we have all
If
5
I-
in front of us, let's
Yeah.
stop the conveyor belt.
All right. If I stick my tongue, can I get a little cheeky taste of any of the meals through
You
the
can
plastic?
stick your hand through with a finger and put it on your, and then lick your finger.
That's not how we do it in Ireland, dude. Anyway, we do that. We
Head
stop,
or nothing.
We stop the meals while they sit in front of
Okay,
us.
so you press the stop button while
the
the
stop
meals are in front of you. They are now within reach.
Are they any specific type of meal? It's like one's a steak, one's a chicken souffle. Chicken souffle. One's a pile of lard. I don't know. Like, what are we looking at?
There's a wide variety of things.
Okay,
There
but
are
nothing
bits and pieces of
that
lots
seems
of food.
specifically relevant.
Oh no, nothing extraordinary. It's not like a whole bunch of steaks and then one pavlova.
It's not like
Nothing
if I
that
could
seems
relevant.
relevant.
Check. It's not like one of them catches the eye or
One of them is not rotund and chatty.
With a big scar.
One of them's a little bit standoffish.
Yeah. So I guess we could poison one of them,
Oh, that's true. That'd probably kill someone.
you know.
That is what you're here for, isn't it?
No, I mean,
Well, to poison someone, but accuse Jean-Paul Van murder boy. And then he gets arrested for the crime, but the person we murder, we make sure it's not Jean-Claude Van Victim.
So you're just gonna hope that none of the other people that you accidentally victimize is important.
We were paid to do a job, and that job was to stop the murder of our client.
Man, legally was not in that many inverted commas.
All right.
These meals in front of us. I'm not quite sure what we need to do with these meals yet, right?
Yeah.
I have
Maybe
no
it'll
idea.
become clearer.
Maybe we'll find something else that says, like, the meals are for wheels, and then we'll, put wheels on them. So let's have a look around the rest of the kitchen. There was also a fridge and a pantry and some cupboards and shelves and things.
Oh, yeah,
right?
we should look at all the stuff in the room.
Yeah, right. So let's go over to this fridge.
Cool.
And let's open the fridge and let us, with our eyes, peruse the contents of said fridge.
The fridge has lots of food, but more important, taped to the front of the fridge is a piece of paper with a list of allergies of the guests for tonight.
Is our client, whose name was...
Jean-Claude Van Victim.
No, his name was Martin Bauer.
Just like Jack Bauer.
Is Martin Bauer's name
Is
on the
Martin
list?
Bauer on the list?
It is.
What is Martin Bauer allergic to?
Mustard.
Mustard.
And apparently he falls unconscious, but not life-threatening. Call ambulance to be safe.
Okay, so this is possibly a way
Right.
in which we could make it appear he has been killed, hide him away for the trial, and get the guy arrested for his murder.
Nice.
So if perhaps we can work out which meal belongs
Yeah.
to Maxwell Martin, we can give him some
Yeah.
mustard.
Yeah, so poisoning was the legal way to...
Yeah, because he'll be unconscious.
So, thank you.
But he will not be dead.
Yeah, it's just non-lethal poisoning, but it's
Okay,
still
so we have that's a possibility for one of
Right.
our goals. Is Nordstrom on the list? What's his name?
Oh, Nikola Roskov?
Nikola Roskov.
No.
Ah.
No allergies
So-
for Roskov.
Unless he's here under a pseudonym. Now, is there anybody else we notice on this list? Perhaps the people mentioned in those five clues
yes, hold
from
on.
earlier?
I look at Professor Watkins.
You can flip back.
Professor Watkins isn't on there. You look through them, and one of those names that you saw before also has a minor gluten intolerance.
I bet it's Alice.
So we have an allergy for Martin Bauer. So perhaps we can use that as our
Yeah,
fake
yeah. That
murder.
seems like what that clue was for.
So if we can figure out the meal that belongs to him. So let's have a look. Otherwise, is there anywhere where we see particular meals that are ordered? You know, some kitchens.
Oh,
Though
have
this is the
written
storeroom,
lists.
so perhaps
yeah,
it's
this
here.
and this is a pretty fancy place. They probably dealt with all that, memorized
Yeah,
it, and
yeah, a
burned
while
it so
ago.
that they didn't look too normal. They looked super pro.
Fair enough.
I take a gander, and I'm not talking about a group of geese in the cupboard.
That's not a group of geese. That's a male goose.
All right, excuse me,
You look in the cupboard.
ornithologist. Yeah.
It's not a food pantry. It seems
It's
to
a
be.
gander pantry.
It seems to be where uniforms get hung up. There's one chef's uniform in there, clean,
Aye.
unused.
Shotgun.
It's rather small.
Shotgun. I'm
Oh,
rather small.
Rather small. It's a costume disguise for Nikolov Tesla. I rifle through the pocket.
There's nothing in there. You do see a tag that says that it is size extra small, but that's about it.
All right.
Okay,
See, I
so
figured that out
someone-
even before I looked at the tag.
So someone is extra
You
small.
said it was small.
Someone is extra small. So we now have what was possible. Is there anything in the pockets of this suit? Like, has he hidden any possible
In the
things
chef's
here?
outfit?
Yeah, in the chef's
no,
outfit.
no, it's totally clean.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, maybe if he were going to wear it, he wouldn't want to have to be patted down or anything in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay, so and the other thing, so there's nothing else of note in this cupboard, right?
No.
This is not the pantry. Are there other cupboards for us to check?
There's still the freezer. You've gone through the fridge.
Let's check the freezer.
So again, still more food. There is a scrunched up piece of paper in one of the freezer shelves.
Let
Nice.
us. I'm going to very carefully unravel it. Just make sure
Yeah,
I don't
make sure it
shatter
doesn't
the
freeze.
paper. I'm going to warm it up in my hands.
It is clearly super encoded.
Ooh, what does it say? Is it something I can write down?
Yeah, it's letters. It's just not letters that make much sense. So it's in 3 separate lines.
Three separate
First line
lines.
just says
Are these letters capitals or lowercase?
capitals.
Capital letters. Here we go.
GDH ZDK. Second line XCI WTS DDG. Last one DJ II WT LXC SDL.
Hell, these get longer and longer every time. They get 3 digits longer every time, I believe.
So maybe there'll be something elsewhere that helps you fix this.
Perhaps there will be. So let's not waste too much time if that's what Dani's saying now.
Yes.
So were there other cupboards as well? Was there like a line of, or they'll just be full of kitchens?
As far as the cupboards and things, that's all of
Well-
import.
By my Irish reckoning, there's only one thing left in the room to look at, and that is the sink. Let me take a look at that, baby.
Oh, the sink. I forgot about the sink.
Sitting right next to the tap out in the open is a small key.
All right, nice. I pocket it.
Okay, you've got a key.
I really hope that if I turn on the faucets of this sink, mustard's going to come out.
That's where they store the mustard.
So there's a small key. Do you remember anything else that was locked? Just off the top
Possibly
of your head?
there's the other window into the alley.
Oh, true.
Though I don't know if
That
we
was
need to go out.
that was unlocked.
That was unlocked. Remember, so that is somewhere we can go.
All right.
I don't believe
It does look similar to the other window key that
I
you
don't
procured.
believe there's anything else in this original room. We've opened up both safes.
Yeah.
We've looked behind the curtain to find the other safe.
There are some things to look at a bit more closely.
Perhaps more of
But
the
that's it.
coats.
All right, I fiddle with the knobs of the sink.
Good, water comes out.
Alright.
Seems okay, I guess.
Any cupboards? Anything in this sink? In the basin of the sink?
Oh no, nothing like that.
Well, I think maybe, I can't think of anything else to look at in this kitchen. Perhaps it'd be worth heading back into the other room.
I slink back.
We slink back.
Understood.
And now that we're in the main room, back in the coat room, well, look at all these coats, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Do you want to keep looking around this room or head out into the alley?
Alley. I'm an alley boy.
We're going to head out into the alley.
Going out into the alley will not take you anywhere interesting. It will just take you out into the alley.
We head
It
back.
will essentially be an
That's our
exit.
escape. Let's look. We looked at these notes that you found.
Yeah.
The ones that detailed the 5 people and what they're like and which ones are sexy and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was found in the coat, on the coats that were in the rack that was kind of not many coats.
Few coats, yeah.
Okay. So the cases we're done with. Let me just cross those off. The window out, that's our exit. We don't need that now. We've done the safe. There's nothing much more in this full coat rack.
No.
So the 2 loose ends that we're still looking at is, the 3 loose ends is we've got that coat from the freezer, which is that pyramid of letters.
Yes, so we don't know what to do with that
We've
yet.
got the North 2, West 1, South 1.
Oh yeah, far out.
And we've got this Professor Watkins souped himself.
We also have the note for Alvy that says, make sure you get all the food out of everyone's pockets.
Ah, yeah.
Could you
Make
reread
su-
us? Could you reread us that note word for word in a cool accent?
Alvy, please make sure the coats don't have any food hidden in them.
Hidden in
Now, have we searched these coats for any food hidden in them?
I searched their pockets, I believe.
I searched
Yeah,
the coats
you-
for any food hidden
you
in them.
don't.
I like not just pockets, like in the lining.
I understand you are doing a very thorough search for food. You don't find any.
Interesting.
What could this mean?
Well, there was the lollies. I'm assuming the lollies that they found is that irrelevant? That was just
Irrelevant. That was
general
just
trash.
Alvy eating stuff in
And this
his
is
spare
on
time.
both coat racks. We can't find any food.
Correct.
Intriguing.
Maybe you've already found some and you just don't realize it.
Is that true?
I can't say much.
What have we
I take a
found?
big bite of the second
No.
key that we... All right. Well, what are the things we found? We found...
We've just found these tags.
Yeah?
In fact,
Ooh, okay. Ooh, sorry.
tags.
Is there some kind of food hidden in these clues? Some type of food which will indicate.
Soup himself, big scar, rotund chad. Oh, a rotund chitty is a.
Shush. Don't say nonsense. Let's have a look. So Up himself does have the word soup. Was there? So that is a food hidden in the tag. So what else? Alice Ludwig, big scar, rotund, and what's this last word?
Chatty.
Chatty, rotund, Is there a word? Can we stick some words together? Okay, let's skip
Let's
that
move
one.
on. Dr. Mirov.
Mirov squabbles with everyone. Martin Bauer, am enchanted by his nice eyes.
Nice rice. Leo Sharif.
Stand offish.
Leo Sharif. Licorice. Standoffish, but
Awful,
gets
like
nicer
awful.
over time.
I don't know how you know what you're supposed to be doing, but aren't doing it very well.
Oh, man. I think this is good. I think we're coming.
I mean, it seems like what we're doing is sticking words together to make food. Like, sew up is soup, and that's easy.
So up himself.
Okay, I think I'm going to need to write this. I can't look at your writing. I'm going to need to write this out myself.
Okay.
Big scar, rotund, chatty. Now, I'm looking at this with... Can we see anything here? Carrot. Carrot is what's here.
Where are you getting that? Oh, my
Big
God.
scar-rot und. So we found carrot. So could you keep track?
Okay.
We've got 1 equals soup,
Soup?
2 equals carrot.
I can't believe that you making that stupid soup joke.
Right? You did that right away.
Okay, now we've got squabbles with everyone. Less with... It's not going to have a double B like that. Or I mean, it might
Abel.
Abel. It's an apple.
Seriously, if you can't see this one right away, this is actually one of the easier ones if you know what the food is.
Can you... Well, then, just rather than tell us exactly what it is, because I can't see it straight
Yes.
away. Can you narrow me down to some words? Does it include the person's name?
No.
So like get rid of Mirov. Does it include the last word, everyone?
No.
All right. So we've got squabbles with. Les with.
In fact, it doesn't even include the word with.
So it's inside the word squabble.
Squaw.
Squab.
Squab.
Squab is
Damn.
a
No,
game
squaw
bird.
is what they got.
Squab is
Yeah.
pigeon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
squab is a game bird. Okay.
Squab
so,
is pigeon, but when you can't serve people pigeon because that's gross.
lovely. So we have squab. So we have soup, carrot, squab. Can you write down squab for me?
Squab.
And now we've got Martin Bauer, ramen. Bauer am n. The last R of Bauer
Ramen.
plus the word am plus the N from Enchanted. So we
And
have
more
ramen.
geological ambiguity as to, geographical
Which
ambiguity.
presumably might mean he has the ramen. Do these soups, like the dishes that we brought up earlier, was there a
I
soup
assume this is what we're...
and a carrot and a ramen? And some squab?
If you go back, take a look. You can just stand on the stepladder and look through the window again.
I
You
do
can
that.
very sort of see. You do notice that they seem to
Alright.
match some of the dishes that are
Lovely.
there.
Now, I believe now that we have Martin Bauer, we don't need Leo Sharif, but let's find Leo Sharif anyway,
Sure.
just for the edification of our audience. So, fish.
Fish.
Ah, there we go.
So
I kind
here's
of thought
fish.
that would be one that gave it
Fish
to you.
butt, rather. Is what
Yep,
it is.
fish butt.
Okay, so we know, presumably, by the power of lovely hidden food logic, that we will need to put mustard in the ramen
Uh-huh.
to fake the death of Martin Bauer.
And you know what we do after that? We splash that mustard over the clean, pristine chef uniform of...
That's a good point. Yeah, put mustard on his chef uniform. They'll be like, whose chef uniform is this? Oh, it's the bad guy. That's extra evidence towards his case.
I mean, I guess, but I don't think you're going to be arrested for murder for accidentally putting mustard in
I
someone's
just
food.
meant as a dig to him,
Oh,
to
okay.
really just stick it to him.
okay,
Alright.
so that's awesome. So we know what Martin Bauer's dinner is. We know how to make him unconscious. What we
Yep.
don't have is the murder weapon.
Yep.
And I suppose a way to capture...
Also some mustard.
Or some mustard. We
Well,
don't have
there
mustard.
is a whole kitchen storeroom.
Oh, all right.
Okay, cool. So we can do that, but let's not do that now because if it goes out, maybe our plan will start happening and that's
Yeah.
bad.
Sure.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. We now have an extra key, which seems irrelevant because
Just
both
remember-
windows are unlocked.
Yeah, remember what your goals are.
Our goals are to find whatever we think he stashed as a murder weapon, so
Yeah,
he can't
sure.
murder.
Stop
Yeah.
the murder from happening.
To have him arrested
Yep, so to get some evidence on him to make that happen.
and to get out.
Stop. You don't have to get out so much.
stop him
He
from
has to
escaping.
not get out.
All right, so we just we
Maybe we need to
lock.
lock him somewhere.
Let's lock that alley window. Let's do that now.
Okay, you
'cause
climb up
we don't
and
even
you
wanna-
lock the alley window.
I swallow the key. I can.
What are you thinking? You've got a
So-
look of consternation.
So your thought here in locking the alley window is that
Yeah.
we will have the alley window locked, perhaps the kitchen window locked, and have him locked in the coat room? Is that
Well,
your idea?
just that he won't. That seems to be the main avenue of escape. Is out the alley window into an alley and away.
And perhaps you think that's his planned route of escape.
Well, yeah.
Might be.
If it's not, then well, what does it matter? Because we're not going out there.
Maybe you'll find more information later to
Yeah.
confirm or deny that.
This is a cool room, but it's taken us
Aw.
way too long. Okay, so we've done with... Let me just quickly
There's
do a...
still a couple of things in that cloakroom that you can look at that you
We've got
haven't
this
really looked
northwest,
at.
southeast. Okay, what
There's
haven't
some
we
stuff
looked
that you've done stuff with, but you haven't looked at that much.
What would you say for that? The hatted stand? Well, we've done the hatted
You've
stand.
done the hat stand.
We've done the coat hangers. We've done the bin. This bowl of tags. Have we not really had
No,
much of a
you've
look
done
at that? Okay, bowl of tags is
I mean, you
done.
haven't solved the clue that came with it, but
This was the
yeah,
northwest,
the
south,
directions.
blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. We've looked at the suitcases.
Yep.
We've looked at the coat rack. We've
Yep.
looked at the few coat rack.
Yep.
So we've looked at both coat racks. Window out, window to the kitchen, velvet curtain,
curtain.
safe, 5K. There's nothing for me left that I haven't
Window
looked at.
out.
I mean, some of those things you've done stuff with, those last couple of things that you said, but like the velvet curtain, you didn't look at that at all.
That is true. We just thought it was hiding the... Okay, so let's go. Let's
Well,
read...
I didn't think such a thing, and I thought at the time, I thought, what an idiot you are.
Okay, well, let's readdress this velvet curtain.
All right, yeah, I'd take a look.
we have a
not
look
behind.
holistically.
So it's one of those
holistically at the velvet curtain.
huge velvety ones. It's got kind of ripples all through it.
Yep, yep.
And it looks like you can, in those ripples, see some sort of pattern just in some parts of it. So you sort of pull it so that it
Yeah, yep,
straightens
so
it
we
all
straighten
out.
so we can see
Yeah.
this pattern.
On the left, one on top of the other, there's an A and a B. And
Oh.
on the right, there is a P and a Q, also one on top of the other, directly opposite the A and the B.
A, B,
That
B.
seems-
Okay, so that's not a keyboard layout.
You know what it seems to me, buddy? It seems like a cipher. A is P, B is Q.
Okay, that's... Okay,
Yeah.
This might take you a minute
Yep.
of cutout.
Oh, so you think this will solve this,
Yeah,
this
this
code
is
that we
the
found
cipher
here?
for the Friezo code.
All right, so let's write this again. G is V.
Yep.
And then I've got D.
S
And then I've got H.
W
Okay, then I've got Z.
Is this wrong?
Just for fun, I think you're doing it the opposite way.
What do you mean?
I think you're going from one code to the other because you're not getting much of a word out of that.
Yeah. Let's do this again. Okay. G is R.
Okay. R, D
is O. Yeah, this is better.
there we go. H.
H is S.
Z.
Is O. No, sorry. It's K.
K.
Rosk.
D is... You know what? I'm just going to do it myself.
O.
You loser. D is O. And K is V. Roskov.
There we go. All right. So
cool. I was spelling it with an F in my head. Okay, so then we've got...
X is I.
Is I. Okay, let's go. X, C.
N, T, H.
E, yes.
Yep. D.
I've got two D's, which we already worked out was O.
R.
So in Roskov, in the door.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we've got D again. So it's O. U.
T.
T.
H. E. W.
I.
N. D. O.
W.
Yeah, W.
So Roskov, in the door, out the window.
Okay. Having just solved the cipher, we now know that it reads Roskov in the door, out the window.
So this was the note that we found in the freezer.
Yeah.
So the freezer has a note that says Roskov in the door, out the window, which maybe is his planned...
Yeah, he arrives in the door. When he leaves, he goes out the window. The window that I have locked and swallowed the key. Nice try, Roskov. I don't have any allergies except for my mum's old crooked pie. I can't eat crooked foods. So good luck getting that out of my gullet before I want to pass it.
Oh, that key.
Yeah.
It was crooked.
Oh no. I immediately start bleeding from my eyeballs. A classic allergic reaction. All right, so we've thwarted that plan.
Wow.
Right, so
we still have this north, south, east, west, east, southwest.
Yeah. So,
but we don't know what we need to move around north and west or move.
Is there something that you've been told can move around?
Is there something we've been told can move around?
There is, looking back at the map, which I was not permitted to make, there is...
There's nothing else on this velvet curtain.
No.
It was purely...
I just tried to sort of hint at something that can be moved.
Is it in the kitchen or in the coat room?
Coat room.
Well, I mean, we can move the hat stand. We can move the bin.
I didn't hint at that.
The full coats, the few coats.
The coat racks.
The
safe can move. Okay, but... Okay, if we look on the ground where the safe is there anything on the ground that... Like, perhaps is it a tiled section of ground in which the safe fits on a single tile? So we could move 2 units north and 1 unit west, etc., etc.
Not that you can see, it's actually quite nicely carpeted. But if you sort of look where the safe is sitting, it does look like the carpet has indented somewhat. It might just be from the safe, from the weight of the safe itself.
So perhaps... Is the safe cubic?
Yes.
So we can just, like, roll it
You
one
can
side
pick it up
north.
if you want.
But this will mean we can move it in
safe
specific
lengths.
safe distances?
If you want
Because I've
to.
just
There
got,
might
like-
not be that much room
But
for
I've
it.
got, like, 2, like, north 2. Like, I want to...
Sure, perhaps.
Could I... Is there room? I'm assuming the velvet curtain is, like, north of the safe, right?
Yeah, sure, maybe.
I take out my
hard to
compass,
tell what your directions are right now.
So I'm going to take the safe. Why don't we flip... Like, to move the safe one... Like, just to keep the length fine.
Okay.
Kind of... Just so we keep the distancing.
Yeah.
We'll flip it...
Move it
once
forward
north,
2 safe
then 2 north. This is how we're moving lengths
You
of safe.
flip the empty safe over to one side.
Yeah.
It makes a little grinding sound, which is funny for carpet. And that's because, as it moves, you see that underneath, there's another safe hidden under there.
There's another
It's
safe?
the super secret safe.
Oh my
I
god.
lift out that safe.
Does the safe have anything on top? Any markings on top?
No, it's just another 3-digit combination one. This one is stuck in the ground, though.
Oh my god.
All right,
Okay,
another
so...
safe.
I mean, you got to have backup safes if you're truly secure.
All right, cool.
So you've got another 3-digit code to work out.
If I was allowed to break the window with that safe, we would have found this fella so long ago.
So this is a 3-digit code, and we have these 3 clues. So I'm assuming these will get us this final 3-digit code.
What 3? Oh, I see.
This north, west, southeast. Okay, but so we need to convert northwest, southeast into numbers through some form.
All right, easy. Yeah, that's easy.
Is it?
You don't need to find anything else to do this. It is
so
So
independent.
it's purely inherent in these numbers, in this
These
northwest,
directions, yep.
southeast. We will find some kind of numbering
Yep.
Yeah.
system. But in what way? How do we go north and west and south and east? Oh, you know what? I reckon if we follow these, we'll geometrically draw out numbers.
All right.
So I'm going to start from this random point, right? I'm going to go up,
That's
Up,
that looks like a 9 to
west,
me, baby. Look at that.
south, east.
I beat
That's
you
the
to
number
it.
9.
Right.
Okay. No, I got to do it at a good pace for everybody. So then the next one, I'll go north, west, south, south, then east, and that makes a big square that looks like a 0. And then for the last one, I start from point, I go west, then back east, then north, west, east, north, west, 3. 903.
I was really worried that was going to turn into a swastika for a second.
Cool.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, beautiful. I'm glad we thought of that. We go to that safe that was the super secret safe. We
Super
put in
secret floor safe.
903 to open it.
Opens. There are no valuables in this one, but
A knife.
what you see is far more
A knife.
interesting. 2 empty vials.
Of mustard.
If you're not mistaken, they have a faint odor of a common poison.
Oh.
Poison.
All right.
So what we need to do,
Yeah.
we don't need to poison the Krishnikov. No,
we
Martin
just
Bauer
chuck,
ourselves.
we chuck the mustard in the dish. We put the poison in the chef
we
outfit.
sink. No. Okay, we don't need to poison him. We get rid of the poison.
No, I'm
Put
not saying we don't put the poison. I'm saying we put the empty poison capsules. There's no poison here anymore.
My thing is, is the poison empty?
Yeah,
Poisons are
it's
empty.
poison vials.
The poison
So he's done the poisoning already.
must have happened in the past.
So he's probably poisoned the ramen. So we need to
Replace the ramen with
make ramen.
clever mustard.
Maybe go look at the ramen.
We go and look at the ramen.
Yeah.
Because this is what we're worried about. First of all, we go to the pantry, we find some mustard.
Cool, you
Mustard.
find some mustard.
Then we get some. We've got the mustard sitting on the table. We've got the empty poison next to us, just so we
Yeah.
keep track of this. We look at the ramen.
Cool, so this ramen, the ingredients haven't actually all been mixed yet. So you've got broth, you've got a bowl with some sliced vegetables, some sliced meat, and some containing noodles. Broth and noodles look great. Those vegetables look dodgy. They look like they have been covered in something.
Well, I take them to the sink and I wash them off. That's what the sink was for.
All right.
That's the Chekhov sink. All right.
Okay, we wash these veggies. We wash them so thoroughly, as if someone's life depends on it.
Okay. I mean, you could have just gotten more carrots, but whatever.
Yeah.
Or more
I'm
veggies.
not a chef.
Yep, fair enough. No, this is a great idea.
He's
Let's not
pre-cooked,
waste
right?
food.
Yeah, come on.
Understood.
Don't be so.
I felt like-
bourgeois.
Okay, you successfully clean the vegetables.
We successfully. Okay, the vegetables are mad, cool, clean. Cool. This is beautiful. So we've cleaned the carrots with the the veggies. We put the veggies back into the veggie box, clean. And the box or the container they were in as well. Let's wash the poison out of that too.
Sure.
Pure poison's gone. Awesome. Let's take the mustard.
Yeah.
Mustard up this ramen. So he's been mustarded. He's going to faint. We take the poison containers that are poison. We put them in the jacket of the chef outfit. Did he ever a jacket out in the coat room? Didn't he?
He does. There's both. He might. You don't really know.
So
But we got 2 poison vials.
Put one in each.
Put one in each.
One in his chef
And-
clothes, one in his jacket in the coat room. Cool. So he is now framed for the murder. He thinks the murder has happened because he'll think it's his poison working. Our client doesn't die. How do we ensure he can't go out through the window, which was his escape plan,
Yeah.
because it's locked? All we need to do is alert somebody to look in here.
If it's Alvy's going to be our one that finds the smoking gun because he's going to be our boy. You know what he had to check for? He had to check for food in the pockets. So in the pocket of the coat that we put the poison thing in, I grab like 6 carrots and I
This is
shove
so
them
relevant.
in. I shove them in
You
the
do not
thing.
need to put carrots. I think we're good. Are we good? Or do you think we'll fail our mission if we leave now?
No, I think that with everything as it is now, you'll be pretty good.
I got it.
There's
No.
one thing that will happen that you haven't suspected will happen, but that's okay.
Well, let's think. Let's think what happens at the moment. Okay, the food goes out.
Food goes out. Martin eats the food.
Yeah, maybe it's who put the mustard in the dish or something.
The only other thing that's still going to happen is there was a lot of food there. There may have been, multiple very similar dishes. Someone, probably Roskov, is going to want to make sure that this ramen goes to Martin Bauer and only Martin Bauer. He's probably going to take care of that himself.
That's fine. He can do that.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, no,
why is
I'm
that?
just saying you haven't put a thought to it, so I'm saying it won't affect anything.
No, yeah, because we knew that the ramen was for Martin Bauer.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why he had the chef outfit, presumably.
yeah, because he was in there poisoning it. So I think we're fine.
He's going to use it again.
He's going to use what again?
the poison.
No, the chef outfit.
That's true.
I'd take a big whiz on the front of it.
Won't matter. Doesn't affect you anymore. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, lovely. I think we're good. I think we get out of this bloody room.
All right.
Do we inform the authorities that he'll be in there?
Well, an ambulance might get called once the mustard is consumed, so...
I'm gonna be like, on my way out, I'm gonna find Alvy. And I'm gonna say, hey Alvy, at some point
Shit's
something's gonna go
going
down.
down.
Shit's gonna go down, Alvy. And when it happens, you need to be ready to call the police and you need to check the coats.
I then knock out Alvy because he's
Oh,
the most
no.
suspicious
You
thing in the
coat
world.
checker, you.
If someone gets poisoned, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, this guy ran up to me.
Would you like to slip back out to the party now?
And I say to Alvy, by the way, I am Nicola Roskov.
You whisper that to his already unconscious body.
I think that's it. We leave the party. We leave the party. We catch the eye of Martin Bauer and we go, tap our nose and just nod a little bit. And then we're out.
Yeah.
We're out.
How did that go?
You slip back into the party unnoticed. Mere minutes later, another guest quietly approaches the entrance to the cloakroom and goes inside. Nobody sees that but you. You wait with bated breath, unable to see what's going on in there, and then suddenly all the chefs burst out from the kitchen, plates of food in their hands. A lot of the guests don't even wait for their own meals, they just start trying to grab what they can. But one chef, smaller than all the others, carrying a bowl of ramen, ducks past them all and makes a beeline straight for Martin Bauer, who looks delighted. He takes the bowl, takes a single mouthful, and that chef scurries back into the kitchen as Martin Bauer begins to turn green. Bauer collapses and those around him scream. People are yelling for someone to call an ambulance, for security to lock the doors so no one can get out. These are important people. They take their security seriously. Some are shouting, "Who gave him that food?" The other chefs, or the real ones, storm the kitchen, and they must spot Roskov leaping from the storeroom to the cloakroom because moments later they rush back out, go through the cloakroom door. But with the window to the outside locked, Roskov has nowhere to run. The chefs emerge frog-marching Roskov, who's now wearing his own coat over the chef's disguise. And other guests surround him, they start patting him down, and they find both poison vials. Roskov, completely done. Police are going to turn up, security is holding him. An ambulance is coming for Martin Bauer. He is sure to make a full recovery. Your employers will be very pleased.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Oh, good work. That was fantastic. I feel so accomplished. Yeah, that was really cool. Good work. That's so.
That was so experimental.
No, that was fantastic. So presumably, if we had done half, if we poisoned him, but we hadn't locked that window,
Yeah.
he would not be dead. But Martin Shkreli would have escaped. No, what's his name?
Roskov.
Roskov would have escaped.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So then we would have had like a passing grade.
Yeah, and if you didn't put the vials somewhere, then he
wouldn't
might have
had
escaped, but there
evidence.
wouldn't have been anything
he
to
would have
escape
just been
from.
some dude in a coat room.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have been put away. That's really cool. I like that. I wonder if could we have stopped him escaping, but then just also let him kill Martin Bauer as well? I suppose we could have done that.
In theory,
Not
but
washed the carrots. Like, we
But
could have
interesting.
just put the poison, the mustard in, but not wash the poison off, and then he'd be dead and unconscious at the same
Yeah.
time.
Oh, terrible.
That's really cool.
that
Oh,
probably
that's
would have
great.
helped even more because they might not have noticed the poison and just said it was an allergic reaction gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm
Yeah, we
I'm
could have
really
been
happy
on.
with that.
This was a choose your own adventure kind
Yeah.
of. We could have
I
sided
like
with the
that.
assassin.
That was really fun. Anyone who plays that at home, if you do, tell us what your ending was. Tell us how your players did to see if did they solve all of the issues? Did they get halfway?
Yeah.
Did they leave too early? That's
Yeah, I was very scared about how this one was going to turn out because it has not been play tested and, as you can clearly hear, not really a traditional escape room.
no, that is fantastic. That's really cool.
I'm glad
I was
it went
really
as well
impressed.
as it
That was
did.
lovely. Thank you for that, Dani. That was great.
Yeah.
Your time was?
Now, yes, our time for this room, we did pretty terribly, actually. We took a long time to talk over each other and make stupid jokes.
Because you kept splitting up, so that made certain tasks take twice as long.
So our final
Terrible
time
plan.
was,
74 minutes and 27 seconds.
which is pretty good, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. It was very bad. But, if you want to post your time anyway, you can post it you can tweet us at EskThisPodcast, or you can put it on our Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/Escape This Podcast. That's how Facebook pages work.
Sure.
Or don't tell us. You don't have to tell us. We're not your mum.
And all that's left is the preview for the next episode. I'll keep it vague, but it is a place that many people, vast majority of people, do go, and oh my god, do they hate going there.
You made it through the bad times, you made it through the good. You always knew you could.